What's going on, guys? It's Barry from the Yanmar Academy, and today we're going to show you how to install the all-new lifting hook on your SV and ViO series excavators. How many times you've been on a job site, had to lift something, and all you have is your bucket? Yanmar's noticed this, and we filled that gap with the all-new lifting hook. Let's go ahead and get started. Tools you're going to need are gloves, high visibility vest, rags, a ratchet, 14 to 17 millimeter socket, 14 millimeter wrench, mallet, snap ring pliers, grease, a grease gun, safety shoes, and a punch. All right, to set the machine up for this task, you're going to need to park on a flat level surface, place the bucket on the ground curled a little, and your hydraulic safety up. All right, guys, so first thing we got to do is we got to remove this 17 millimeter bolt here. I got my 17 millimeter socket and my impact. We'll go ahead and yank it out. All right, guys, so now we jumped over to the other side. What we want to do is we want to pull the mechanical pin out. And then we've got a snap ring here. Got our snap ring pliers. We want to go ahead and pull that and then pull this bracket here off. All right, guys, so once we start tearing this apart, you always got to remember there's spacers with the pins that we've got to make sure we put back in place. So the first set is right here on top of my quick coupler bracket. You have two spacers, a big one and then a smaller one. They stack on top of each other, and then they just go right on top of my bracket just like this. So we'll go ahead and finish pulling this pin. Grab our hammer or our mallet. What we want to do is we want to hit the pin from this side and push it out the other side. All right, guys, so we talked about it earlier, the shims. As you can see, there's a shim right here, and it's very important that you put them back in the way that they came out when they go back in. So next step, we're gonna pull this 14 millimeter bolt out and these 14 millimeter lock nuts so we can go ahead and knock this last pin out. Just gonna take a 14 millimeter wrench, 14 millimeter socket, first nut. Once we knock the pin out, we're going to need somebody to give us a hand to hold this bracket so it don't fall on the ground or fall on somebody's toes. All right, John. All right, so now we've got our pins and our shims out. We want to go ahead and wipe them down, make sure we get all the dirt off of them. All right, so we got the pins clean, the bushings clean. What we want to do is take a little bit of grease and we're just going to lube everything down with a nice light coat of grease to aid when we go to put the pins back in. Also, if you've got a grease gun, you can go ahead and just shoot a couple shots of grease on each one and just kind of rub it in the same way. All right, so next what you want to do is you want to have your partner lift the lifting hook into place. These brackets here are going to go to the outside and the cylinder here is going to go to the inside, and then slide your pin through.
Ready?
Yep. So once you get the pin in, you'll notice this hole here. What you want to do is line that hole up with this top hole. That allows your bolt to go through so you can lock the pin in place. Just grab a screwdriver or something, just kind of twist your pin around, and then as you can see, we're lined up and we're good to go. And it's in. So now that we're ready to put the bottom pin in, easiest thing to do is to get this side lined up and kind of push your pin through these first two brackets here, and then have your partner go ahead and lift up and jiggle it around the lifting hook and then tap the pin right on in. All right, so now that the pin is in, we're gonna grab our 17 millimeter. Go ahead, place it back in. And there you have it. All right guys, so now that the pin is in, we're gonna come over here to the other side and we're gonna put our mechanical lock back in. So once again, make sure that our shims are where they're supposed to be. Set it on there. All right, so as we just saw, the lock pin or the snap ring will not go back in. So basically what it is we got too many shims for the new bracket. So we'll go ahead and remove one shim and then try it from there. So snap rings in, bracket still rotates. All right, so now that we got the snap rings back in using the snap ring pliers, last step, go ahead and put your mechanical lock pin back in. All right guys, last thing, we want to go ahead and grease the pins that we've got back in and make sure they've got a good amount of lube. So right up top here, we've got 2 grease fittings. We're going to go ahead and shoot each one with about 4 to 5 shots of grease. All right, so the third one is right here on our bottom pin. Then the final one is right here on our lifting hook. All right guys, so to use my hook, to unstow it, just pull the lock pin out, pull your pin out, flip your pin down. Now we can go ahead and go lift what we need to. Once we're done lifting, to go ahead and stow it back. Just do the exact opposite. And now we're good to go dig with our bucket again. All right guys, so there you have it. You asked for it, we provided it. All new lift hook, available for all SV and ViO series excavators. Go ahead and go out and get you one and get it installed yourself. Until next time, I'll see you at the Yanmar Academy.